So, if you haven't heard, Druski is back with the new skit, and it is hilarious. But not everyone feels the same way that I do. Now, if you haven't seen this video is basically about mega churches and specifically the preachers that are the foundation of these mega churches and how they take, their Sundays where they're supposed to be delivering the message to the people, and they turn that into like a performance that is so far from what they're supposed to be doing in the first place. And I feel like this is something that needed to be talked about a long time ago, and I'm really glad that Drewski's like video could do this because it really says something about a comedian that can put the things that we have all seen into a light and perspective where we can all laugh at it and know where it comes from, to the point where everybody gets the joke. I feel like that is a trait that a superior comedian would have, and I feel like he has it. And I also feel like the church people that are like upset about this really should get over themselves, because at the end of the day, this is all things that we've seen from these mega churches. Like, we've seen these mega churches literally basically lock the doors and tell us that that they want to get a certain amount of money raised, and they're not letting anybody go until they do it. Or we've seen them do something like really bizarre or weird on stage, and we don't like look like past it because we're like, he's doing it on behalf of the Lord. But all of those behaviors are weird, and they should be in question, because in my opinion, I feel like all of that takes away from the reason why a person would go to church. Because a person would go to church to get closer to God, not get to know their preacher and how their preacher is using this to do this. Like, I feel like all of that is misconstruing the message of God. And I feel like all of these mega churches or mega preachers are really guilty of that, and they do it like effortlessly. So I feel like him putting a spotlight on this is something that needed to be done. Me personally, I would never go to a mega church, because I feel like personally, a mega church or mega churches in general have their priorities fucked up when it comes to the Lord. Because at the end of the day, they're supposed to be bringing the Lord to the people. They're supposed to be helping people. They're supposed to be donating or putting money into the community. But we've seen time and time again how they don't do shit. Like, all they do is take from the community and take from the people of the community, make the preacher rich, and basically dare you to say something about it. In my opinion, I feel like the churches should be more of a community organization. They should be something that the community knows they can go and get help if they need it. Like, I can remember just a couple months back where there was this lady crawling around trying to get I guess formula for an infant, and now that was fake of everything. But at the end of the day, like, the lady was calling for help, and all of these churches were basically hanging up on her and not giving her any aid. And it's crazy because these are the same churches that get thousands of dollars every Sunday, and they're not doing anything with the money. So in my opinion, I feel like this skit had to be made, and I'm really glad that Druski could bring it to us. So tell me what y'all think about the video, and we could talk about it. But until then, shit, Drewski's a top tier comedian, and he's doing what he does best.